Dear Libra, I've had the worst time trying to do your readings. I've done two now, and both times the film had run out as I kept talking. So I'm going to show you the cards that I have for you, okay? These two were for Jupiter and Sagittarius over the coming year or so. And any burdens that you have taken on as you've gone along, they are going to feel less wearisome. There's an expansive, what's possible with Jupiter and Sagittarius for you is this like rescinding of, if not every wand here that you are responsible for, there's an opportunity to expand in the steadiness with which you proceed, and also a new feeling or a renewed feeling of the magic of bringing forth into material reality those ideas, hopes, and dreams that you have within. And so it is this steadiness and capability that I think has also helped. Like, look here, you have a familiar with this horse. And then over here with looking at your dreams, this was a clarifier. You have this familiar. You have companions as you move forward, okay? And you have help, and you have also this steadiness that comes from your years of experience as well, okay? And then this one in the position for the expansiveness of Jupiter and Sagittarius, it also relates over here to Chiron going direct, and it's a moving away from these containers, and I see these as containers of, you know, perhaps old wounds, old responsibilities, old ways of holding these responsibilities, old ways of holding these self-definitions that have, you know, there's been like an incrustation of emotion onto these, but they are emptying out as you move fully into the well-being of your total soul, okay? And then, so that was for Chiron going direct, and then for Black Moon Lilith going retrograde, you got the Pythia, one of my favorite cards. And note how this garland of hers relates to this halo here. And the Pythia, the Oracle of Delphi, is Black Moon Lilith going direct. And my favorite quote from the Pythia is, "Let your own nature, not the advice of others, be your guide in life." So as you come deeply into this self-knowing and presence within the embodied self, there can be no overwhelm or overload, because you are so naturally in your own well-being, okay? For this Sag new moon that we're just, you know, in the energy of still right now, you have the Page of Wands. Okay, so these wands, you come to an end of a cycle with these wands, that maybe certain things that might have felt exciting or magical when they first took them on, it's become too much, and so there's a burdensomeness to this, but this is a renewal here. This happy, you know, wherever you are in life, this happy kind of youthful vitality with which you're taking on this this project, okay? And then for the full moon coming up around about our solstice time, the full moon in Cancer, I pulled one for Black Moon Lilith and one for the moon. And so here this indicates Black Moon Lilith as a place that has been a repository of things that may have been so important but not acknowledged, but yet absolutely of, you know, Black Moon Lilith is this place in space that that helps hold the moon in place, even though it itself, or she herself, is not precisely an object, okay? But anyway, and it also can be seen as a repository for what's been degraded or dismissed or just held back or restrained or ignored under patriarchy and frankly under misogyny. But here, and then in the Rider-Waite deck, though the figure, it's a gentleman facing away from us, and two of the wands are on one side and one's on the other side, and it's this receptivity of, okay, I've made these things, I've made these efforts, you know, perhaps over many years and to the benefit of many people, and now I see that this is being rewarded. These are being rewarded, like with the gentleman, it's like his ship's a merchant with his ships coming in, right? But here, you know, what I'm seeing here is with the moon being this offering of love, right, and healing. There's a receptivity here where these sets of things, and I had said when I was reading, and I could use both hands because I wasn't holding the phone. You know, think of two circles and then that intersection, right? The intersection of the sets. What is that from? Geometry. And then you move back and forth, and there's this flow back and forth. So there's this receptivity and there's this expansion where these parts of yourself and these parts of the divine feminine, but also just, you know, all of these archetypes are burgeoning so that they can no longer be contained in any old, you know, approved dictionary definition, you know. But anyway, so there's this brilliant interplay that is allowed here at this moon, which I've said many times is going to be brimful of emotion, but it is not. You needn't fear this emotion, and it may be the very solvent you need to let go of some of the ways that these responsibilities or these injuries have encrusted onto you. Because I've also been talking about how none of us need to hold ourselves as a wounded healer. We may move forward even beyond that understanding, okay, as we all relinquish the reinscription and reenactment of trauma that is such part of our culture. And in saying that, I'm not saying that we deny in any way the horror of some of the things that are occurring right now and have occurred. The injustice and the just absolute horror of things that have happened, because denial itself is yet another form of reinscription. So we move beyond any sort of reinscription of these things. Whew. Getting a little weird feeling saying this, ringing in my ears. But as we move into this ability to, and this was from Mercury direct, so again, the circles, the interplay, as we move into this way of being that allows each person, you know, and these people all look to be of a similar type, but I mean all people and creatures and beings and forms of life, you know, that there's a way that we all hold ourselves and each other within this gorgeous matrix of physicality that is fair, that is rich, that is simply amazing, and that is steady, okay? This is what you have to draw upon as a cardinal sign, the magician. So know your magic, know your capability. You know, you have the wand, you have the sword, you have the pentacle, you have the cup. You are so able, you are so accomplished, and you are that constantly renewing magic as well, okay? And you also had as another clarifier, you had the Page of Wands again, okay? And Elsa von Freytag, as an artist, I like the story of her, you know, offhandedly signing, you know,